Hello. I'm not sitting in a railway station with a ticket for my destination on a tour one night. No, I'm not doing that, although in a sense I am. Actually, I am. I am doing a tour of one-night stands. Not my suitcase and guitar, but my car, which is my home, my studio, my office, my stage, my staging ground. I'm lying in bed in a Motel 6. You know where? It's the one I've been using. It's the cheapest. I want to talk to you about serious stuff. Lay any kind of feelings aside. It's not important. You and I are connected legally, and we have 3 children. What I am doing is being honest and open, and I've been working on the technology as well as the inner skills to be able to talk to people in a way that they'll understand. I understand that I was difficult for you, for the children. I've apologized many times. It wasn't enough. Enough said about that. Now we're going on to the next thing. Next thing is, what I do could possibly present dangers to those who are closest to me, because you could be used. I'm talking about getting those bastards who, not because they put me in jail, it was actually interesting. Really, baby poo. My whole persona is annealed in the determination to not let those fuckers get to me. While I was sitting in jail with this constant headache, thinking about my family, deciding that because I'm in jail, it's my fault. I should have gone to that judge. You know what that judge would have done? He would have given me, if I didn't go with a good lawyer, he would have screwed the shit out of me so that I would have to get another lawyer and then appeal it. Something like that. And he would have screwed me. You better believe it, child. Because you are a child in the ways of the world. I was until recently, and now I understand things now about the way things truly work. Why people die, because some people have a lot of money and power and ability. They are organized, and they are evil. And that's real. And you, my child, are gonna suffer from it as much as anybody else. And our children, this world is a shithole. And only if we are willing to stand up for ourselves, do the best we can, and use this new technology. Not to become more and more connected to the latest, greatest thing, and why we have to have the this and the that, and all that bullshit. It's bullshit. People don't even know the most basic thing. I've been traveling around trying to find somebody who could just be friendly with me. I'd like to have a friend. If you think back on who I've been throughout your life, you know that I might be kooky, and I might be self-absorbed, but I'm not a mean person. In fact, I'm a nice person. That is something I've had to fight, and I will continue to fight for my right to be nice. To you and all the other people who put my honesty the other side, nice and honest. You used the fact that I was trying to tell you what was really going on to just prove you were whatever. So I don't give a shit about what you think of me. I do not appreciate what you did with our children. did say I was not going to talk about you, but I am telling you this. And at the moment, my intention is to keep this password protected one. Depending on how you are, either say, okay, so I told her I wouldn't talk about her. I don't ever use her real name, and this is the important thing. Let's get to the real bottom line, Chicky Pie. Because I'm just pissed. I've let go of any bad feelings about my role in this. Sure, I've done a lot of stupid things for which I would like to make amends to my children. I would even think about making amends to you if you didn't totally reject me and be the ringleader. Because yes, our daughter happens, brilliant child that she is, can see everything that's wrong with me. With your help, bitch. It's the last time I'm going to use that word. But that is the act of rejection, the act of, no, you can't apologize, you can't try to explain it, you can't, the fact that you told me that you were doing something wrong, that's what we hold against you? I'm not. So, here is it now, getting down to business. Now that I've laid out whatever you think, I don't really give a shit. Finally started becoming a little bit civil to me in our every once in a while text exchanges. A little. Thinking do you think that maybe you would like to consider me a human being again? And now I say, I don't give a shit. I do give a shit about our children. And I want to work things out with you. And if saving face is important to you, which I know it is, I am happy to do such things as put in appearances at Beyond. Oh, yeah, he said he'd come by. And I would, and I'd be gracious, and I'd be nice. I like your family. I have no problem being nice to your family. And I'd do that for our marriage. Not because of anything you've done for me, but because I would prefer that whatever happens in our future is as positive as possible. Being honest about where I'm coming from is being positive, even if I might be violating my rules. And that's why, this is a password-protected file. So that's the deal. I can be negative because I'm allowed to occasionally. Though I still need to keep thinking about how I'm going to connect with my higher self and turn it positive, whatever I do. Actually, I think it is part of my higher self that allows me to be angry, because if I'm angry, I'm angry. And working it through is a good thing. I've long ago just freed myself of some of the rage that I had about my children being taken away and me being blamed. Oh, it's all my fault. It's all about me. It's all about me. Well, young Chicky Pie, yes, I was trying to become myself and to do what I knew I could do, which I'm now doing. And I'm happy about that. So, including such things as controlling my emotional state so that I can express my actual feelings without going off the deep end, which I did. And I'm not going to defend that, but I'm just trying my best, and that's what bitch is all about. And I said that I'm not talking about you specifically. I'm saying what the word bitch is. The verb to bitch is to reject, to find fault, to put oneself above, remove oneself. That's to bitch. So we can all do that. At the moment we are doing that, we are being bitchy. And if we do it lots of the time, we're bitches. Do it all the time, we're a total bitch. That's it. It's that simple. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's a total bitch, actually. Some of the really bitchy people, they're doing it because they were taught, and it doesn't work And so they do it even, I mean, it works at a certain level. It keeps them nice and above everybody, which is to say alone. So finally, am I going to get to business? Well, yeah, the business. Well, I mean, wait, I keep having to remind myself what I just been doing is serious stuff. And if it hurts your feelings, I mean, that's not my interest. But it's not my fault if it does, because I'm just being honest. Okay? The important business at hand is this. I think I need to drop out of your life 100%, which is not to say that you and I don't ever talk. And not just you and the kids. I think the idea is from every public point of view. I have no family. In fact, that's a decision I just made. I mean, I'm reminding myself, oh yeah, I decided that within the last 24 hours. I think, every decision I make is subject to revision because, well, wait a minute, I thought about it. Sounds like a good idea, but no, I don't think so. Wait a minute, that thing that I think is a problem, I've actually been working on that. I'm getting better at that. Maybe it is an okay time. Maybe I should do a little tweak in what I'm doing. So that's where I am right now, and that's where I am always. But things are at various stages. So this idea that I'm a storyteller. Much of what I talk about is autobiographical, as all James Joyce wrote about himself a lot. I mean, Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man was explicitly, it's his memoir of a couple years, just about like a moment in his life, which was right before the time that Ulysses takes place. So the story that I'm going to make sure is included. The sub-story. There are many stories. I tell all sorts of stories. And the thing I'm hoping to tell stories that are of the truth. The truth. The truth shall set us free. Just to like it. It doesn't have to be on the surface polite, nice. The truth is what it is. And the more that we can just confront it, or live with it, actually, live with it, have our actions be in line with what is going on around us, not what we think should be going around us, or what our family thinks should be going on around us, but what's actually happening within each of us right at the moment, this very moment being the only moment that you can be doing anything, or that I can be doing anything. Because once it's past, we either did it or didn't. Future, we can make all sorts of great plans, but so I think I'm just laying it out as much to myself. And if I look down here, I'm looking at myself now. In fact, that's more important. I don't need to be bitching at you. Yeah, I know I am. I'm finally saying, well, fuck you. I mean, you've been a shit to me. Okay, it's true. You have. Maybe I'll edit all of this out. But then it's good for me to say this, or maybe I'll leave it in. I don't really know. But it's better. So this is something that I am doing, is capturing my actual thought process so that I can give it a second thought, second look, or third or fourth or fifth. That's how it works. Thinking is an iterative process. So I'm going to go completely, I'm going to do two things. I'm going totally cash. Totally cash. The only things that will be known will be such things as where I have a driver's license, and I do have a record associated with that driver's license. And that's the link to you. And that is why nothing more is going to be known about that. The person who has the driver's license in the state that I just got a driver's license in, who is going, and my intention is to transfer registration from where it currently is to the state that I have a license in. Okay? And then I plan to, I want to make a full legal break from you, full 100%, one down the line legal, and I want it to be something we're both happy with. I don't want to fight with anything. I mean, I'm totally willing to give you every bit of wealth that I have, except for my 401k. If you let me have that, you have everything else. And we do something, we sign a paper which might be part of the story. Like we make a deal of the fact that we are to never, ever talk to one another again. I mean, which is bullshit. I mean, it's not even a legally binding kind of agreement. But we could make, that's part of the act. Like we're mad at each other. I will never speak to you again. Don't ever try. And I just want you to acknowledge that. But you acknowledge that I have made the statement that I will never see you ever or talk to you ever again. And I have no intention of never speaking to you again. If you need me for anything, I think actually that's what I think 34 years of marriage that has not yet been actually broken, the marriage part, the bond, the emotional bond. And you broke the emotional bond. You just said, I'm out. So I'm out. You threw me out. I ain't coming back. It's like Lenny and your sister. It ain't happening. Sorry. No, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. That's just your tough shit. But what I'm saying, getting back to the business, we do this safely for everybody. That's the whole idea. I mean, that is our 1,000. That's the whole idea. Safety. So we make a big deal of it, and with your help, I actually speak with my children again. We get together. We explain that from now on, I am the father I've always been, whether it's been good or bad. I'm the father I always will be. There are only 5 people who know that, and maybe the few people who have actually seen this, but that's why it's password protected. I'm using the same technology to speak to you person, who's very important in my life, for whom I have a great deal of negative feelings at the moment. But at the same time, I also am a responsible human being. And I don't think my feelings should be changing the fact that you and I have important business to take care of. And let's leave the feelings aside, take care of the business so that you're protected and I'm protected too, you see, because, okay, I've learned, look, I've been in jail. I almost got killed by a cop. I mean, really, this is not a joke. This is not a joke. And it only happened a few months ago. I can't believe that I got myself into that situation again. And then I realized, this is really what goes on. There are truly murderous cops out there. They don't like somebody like me. They really don't like me because I do not follow their notion of authority. They get very angry, and it's not only cops. I have been threatened just for oh my gosh, doing things that are completely respectful because I worked at it. I'm going to be respectful. And I'm respectful within reason, Respectful doesn't mean I'm going to bow down to the big rich people in their Rolls Royces and their get out of my way with their Ferraris and stuff. No, that's not being respectful to go, oh yeah, you're so rich, what can I do to somehow cozy up to you? I've had a lot of interactions with a lot of people. And I've been thinking, and I talk to people about this. Fuck you if you don't like my accent. Okay? Sorry, I was doing an accent in the house. I know it could be hard, and I do apologize. I do apologize. I apologized then, and you wouldn't hear it. Okay? That's the bottom line. I was trying. I was trying hard to get through to you that I was doing something instead of being a stupid stoner booby, which is what you decided I was. Well, okay, here's what I would like to do, except I don't know, when, how, where. But here, okay, my imagination is this. There's a part of me that says I should do this as soon as possible because I'm really starting to do stuff that I think realize, oh my gosh, these people who are after somebody like me, some big shit, you know, is going to come after me. And I want the whole world to know that I don't give a shit about, I don't even know my fucking family. In fact, they died, didn't they? I'm thinking that that will be part of the story. I'm going to find out that you all died in a plane crash or something. In other words, leave a very definite trail that I am completely not associated with you in any way, shape, or form, so that under threat, of, well, to kind of think about how the people on the Warren Commission could actually take their big pile of evidence of what happened and make the statement in writing. In writing, they make the statement. There is no evidence of a conspiracy. And we look, you know how it happened. It's real. This is how things really happened. Warren and the others on the commission all got visits. Most likely face to face visits in public places by very forceful, though probably low keyed, men who most likely mentioned the health, the future, current nice, good health, and future hoped for health of the grandchildren. I mean, that really is how it happens. And someday, it could happen to me if I were not officially alone. So I am. I'm legally alone. That's what I want to do. So, but I want to explain. I mean, it's like I want to make it very clear. We don't have to do this in public. No, we can each talk to each other. That's right. I had this. No, this is kind of a dumb old idea of mine. No, an idea that in some places, some circles would make a lot of sense. Let's have a family. Let's all get together as a family. Maybe, but not at first. That seems very. I realize, no, that's completely gagaki idea on my part. No, I'm talking to you one to one. The kiddies do not need to see this. In a sense, I realize I'm arguing with you right now. I'm giving you a piece of my mind. That's the way I'm doing it. And as I'm doing it this way, I think it's actually a good way because it's honest, it's real, and once I've said it, you know where you stand with me, and that's fine. I mean, again, you're a human being whom I'm still married to legally, except that should end. But there's the other part. I've said it before. I believe in family bonds. No, I'm imagineering, which is what I do, and which I've always done, except it always came out in a jumble. And again, I understand why you couldn't understand me. But I'm not apologizing anymore because I was apologizing and I was trying my best and it wasn't good enough. So, I guess time to say it. Time to cut it off. You've rejected me and it's finished. Other than that, I still have, I don't know. I've always said I would not turn you away if you needed something from me. I wouldn't do it. And I actually have one thing in mind specifically. If you don't get your fucking act together and start eating well and exercising, you're going to be needing some advice at some point about surgery or about an intervention that could be life-threatening. And you might think, well, shit, you spent all that money to send me to OT school. Maybe having this guy who happens to know me and has also got a professional background and is actually doing something with his training, which started in that project in 2006. Everything I am doing comes out of that. You think we wasted our money, your money. No! Occupational therapy is the basis for everything I do. I don't call it occupational therapy. Those fuckers, idiots, threw me out of their emerging leadership development program because my idea was that we needed to get people to be spontaneous and talk to each other. That didn't fly at AOTA. No, it doesn't fly. Okay, so anyway, this is what I do. Yeah, I can understand why it was so hard for you. But I apologized then. And on that note, I really have no idea. I've never talked like this to anybody but you are the one who, if anybody, and I don't need to tell anybody else this, okay? And I don't need you to watch it. Just saying it helps me be clear. Okay, finally, I said you rejected me, and I've said okay. Okay? I have just consummated our new relationship.